Hey class, we're going to talk about how to write better questions so you can get better at asking questions on your double entry journals and in life. All right, let's get going. All right, let's go to the slides. Okay, levels of questioning. Here we go. All right, so when you ask questions, you are thinking, what? And when you are thinking, you grow, change, and possibly connect better with the world around you. And that is my goal. All right, so how to connect with your book better and be a better questioner is all we're after here, so that while you're doing your double entry journal, you do a good job with it. All right, so I'm looking for you to be able to infer. So you're thinking, you're like, oh my gosh, because this happened, this is going to happen, or it means this about Ishmael, or resilience. Okay, so this is what I'm looking for. And then you're going, so let's maybe use an example. All right, so this is what I do to my book. Write all over it. You guys can't do that because it's a PDF. Kind of sucks. Wish you could have actual books. But back in chapter 3, he says this: we ran together, trying to keep up with each other. You know what? I infer that this makes them one. They're like, it's showing what unity means. It means they're stronger together. That Ishmael has felt isolated, and yet now he's connected with people. And so they're going to run together because they know that if they lose each other, they have a high possibility of bad things happening to them. Later in the page, he says this: but we knew we had no choice. We had to make it across the clearing because as young boys, the risk of staying in town was greater for us than trying to escape. Young boys were immediately recruited, and the initials RUF were carved wherever it pleased the rebels with a hot bayonet. They knew that if they lost each other, that they would become child soldiers. And that's not what he wants to happen to him. He wants to be free. He wants to find his family. And so maybe a question I ask here is, why is Ishmael on the run? Ooh, that'd be a simple answer. He's on the run because the rebels attacked his village and he doesn't want to become a rebel. Ooh, that's like a level 1 question. You're like, well, wait a second. What are these levels of questions? Oh my gosh, how do I get there? How do I think like my teacher? Maybe you don't want to think like me. I don't know. Okay, so here's how you do that. All right, so we're looking at level 1, level 2, and level 3 questions. And guess what? Level 4 as well. I'm going to take you higher. All right, level 1 is it accesses knowledge. Think, what do I know? Who do you recall is the protagonist of A Long Way Gone? I threw candy at the kids this morning through my screen. It just went right through my screen for being able to answer that in the chat. It's Ishmael Bey. It's what you know. It's like when I said, why is he on the run? Because rebels attacked his town. There's one answer to that. You can't argue it. That's a level 1 question. So you locate the fact in the text and turn it into a question. All right, use words like who, what, where, why, and when. Example, what did Goldilocks eat? Ding, 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 if you say porridge. All right, porridge is the right answer. All right, so level 1 questions are really pretty simple and they don't take you very far. But it does show you that you're engaged, which again is our goal. As you are reading and you're filling out your double entry journal, I want you engaged. That's why I'm looking for questions. All right, so that you can connect, okay? Overall goal is that while you're reading, you're thinking. Might mean you need to take this shiny little phone right here and not check it, but like place it far away from you because it's super hard to read and have your phone on you at the same time. All right, so you're reading and you're like getting to this next page. And you're like, He was halted by another grenade that exploded, causing his remains and blood to sprinkle like rain on the nearby leaves and bushes. What? Let's see if I can get that clip. That's a simile. We've been talking about similes and metaphors. Ooh, he's a good writer. I like that he used that. And so I could connect there. Be like, I connect that to when Mr. Scott talked about similes in my life. And yes, I'm taking from chapter 3 and we're on 18 through 21 here so that you don't cheat. You have to get stuff of your own. Who let me make videos? Really? All right, so back to the lesson. Okay, level 2 questions are a little bit more nuanced. All right, a level 2 question asks all about comprehension. Think, what do I understand? Example, what is the main idea of A Long Way Gone? At this point in the video, once you understand what level 2 questions are, I want you to pause it. So press pause. Oh, welcome back. You paused it and you forgot to do what I told you to do because I didn't tell you what to do. Okay, so you're going to pause and then go to the Padlet that I've linked in Google Classroom and answer that first question of what is the main idea of A Long Way Gone. All right, pause. Welcome back. I love your answers. So many good answers there. I've checked them out already. I will check them out. So you're thinking about like analyze or inferring beyond the text. So think about why Ishmael was better with a group of boys than he was all by himself. Why it might also have harmed him to be with a group of boys. We did see him later in this, as they were journeying around Sierra Leone. So you can see their whole journey as they're walking around in this area. They kept on getting caught by communities and like nearly killed, thinking that they were rebels because they're a group of young boys, and young boys were suspect of being child soldiers. So it was good for them to be together, but also bad for them to be together. And you could think, level 2, why might that be so? Okay, so then we go to level 3. Level 3 questions ask about application. Think, how does this book right here apply to my life or my own understanding? Example would be, would you be able to make it without your family or a home? That'd be really hard. So you want to relate to something in the text to something you've read, experienced, or studied. This is what you're doing here. Maybe you've seen him looking for his family and you have lost your family at some point. Maybe you're in a grocery store. That's a connection you can make. And you can be like, oh my gosh, I know what it means to feel like I was left and lost. One time I was with my family up in the mountains, and it didn't happen to me, but it happened to my friend. They accidentally left their youngest daughter at the time at the cabin by herself while we all went for like a 3-hour-long hike. She felt lost. Yeah, it even happens on fun trips like that. Okay, that might be how Ishmael Bey felt. Okay, oops, let's go back to the right slide. All right, so then level 4 questions ask all about analysis. All right, think, how can I break down my understanding to show my answer is correct? So this would be something like, was Ishmael brave when he didn't give up after he knew his grandma was dead? Or spoiler, if you're not there yet, and you guys really should be, when he knows his family's gone. All right, is he brave at that point? All right, this is also one of our questions in the Padlet. If you haven't answered all of the questions, I bet you some of you guys did, pause and go and answer that question. Welcome back again. Thank you for doing your work. All right, so let's go to the final one. Closure. All right, this is what everyone needs to do. Write down in our Padlet that I have attached to this assignment one level 2, 3, or 4 question about A Long Way Gone that you think no one else has thought to ask. So the only type of question I don't want is a level 1 question. Do not ask who's the protagonist or what color of eyes do Ishmael Bey have? Brown. He's got brown. I looked at it on the book. It was that simple. Okay. So that is what you need to do so that while you're reading chapters 18 through 21 and you run across things like this. Okay. Let me go to chapter 18. Get there, flip there. Should have had my bookmark there. All right. There we go. Okay. That afternoon, as Esther walked away from where I sat on the rock, she continually turned around to wave to me until she disappeared behind one of the halls. I smiled back and forgot about my loneliness for the time being. I infer that he is healing, that he has hope because he's smiling. Or the next part, the following day, Esther told me that there were visitors coming to the center. The staff had asked the boys to hold a talent show. Basically, we were all supposed to do anything that we are good at. That's him being resilient when he joins this talent show because he's being like a kid again. All right. He's bouncing back. He's regaining his childlike nature. All right. You guys can write those type of things down and put them into the double entry journal on the left side. I want you to have at least one per chapter. Okay. The more the better, though. It shows me you're thinking, shows me you're connecting. And then you go on to the other side and you go, okay, so I've been in a talent show, or I've felt lonely in my life and I've had a friend that's made me smile. And then Ishmael Bey says this on the next page: we can be rehabilitated. Oh my gosh, I'm going to put that here. And it shows that he's hopeful because he can say, we can, even coming back from killing people, we can be rehabilitated. And so then I might ask a question on that. How is Ishmael Bey going to be rehabilitated? Or what role does music play in rehabilitating Ishmael Bey? All of those questions could go right here. All right, guys, make sure you read through this. You go to the Padlet, answer all of these questions. So basically, I'm looking for you guys to write down your level 2, 3, or 4 question. Answer why might Ishmael have been brave when he helped his friends dance to rap music after they had been captured? How is what Ishmael Bey went through similar or different to what you've been through? Why was Ishmael Bey able to hold on to hope? And what is the main idea of A Long Way Gone? Also just a fun one. What did you do for Halloween? That's a level 1 question. You could have done nothing, could have done everything, gotten a lot of candy, or no candy at all. All right. Thank you guys for joining me. Have fun. Have a great day.